A wild day at the wharf. The wharf is one of the most busiest places where the little engines work, where they transport freight and cargo to different destinations, and they also transfer it to the standard gauge engines too. One day, James arrived with some freight cars, and Mr. Percival was waiting for him. Peter, Sam, Duncan, and Sir Handel will be arriving with their cars of coal, milk, and logs soon, he said. And just as he left, Peter Sam arrived with the cars of coal. But he was going too fast and overshot the platform. He knew he had to go back, so he went backwards but was switched on the wrong line. Peter Sam, stop, called James. You're about to hit the buffers. But it was too late. Peter Sam crashed into the buffers and the cars came off the rails. And coal dust flew everywhere. Whoops, sorry, said Peter Sam. No worries, said James. Soon Rusty arrived to help clean up the mess. But then there was more trouble. Duncan arrived with the cars of milk. Rusty saw him coming. Stop, Duncan! There are some derailed cars in front of you, he cried. Oh no, cried Duncan. He was going to apply his brakes, but it was too late. The cars came off the rails, and milk flew everywhere, and landed on both Peter Sam and James. Whoops, sorry about that, called Duncan. No worries, said Rusty. Soon, Skarloey arrived to also help clean up the mess, but more trouble struck. Sir Handel arrived with the cars of logs. Stop, Sir Handel, called Skarloey. There are some milk churns on the tracks. Oh no, cried Sir Handel. He was going to apply his brakes, but to no avail. The log cars crashed into the milk churns and came off the rails. And the logs flew into the air and landed on Duncan, Peter Sam, and Sir Handel. Whoops, called Sir Handel. Sorry about that. No worries, said Skarloey. Soon the mess was finally cleaned up, and Rusty rolled away with the breakdown train. And Skarloey also steamed away with the derailed cars. And James also steamed away with the cars of logs, coal, and milk. That evening, Mr. Percival spoke kindly to Peter, Sam, Duncan, and Sir Handel. Don't worry, you three, comforted Mr. Percival. What happened today was just an honest accident. And later, Madge will arrive with some soap and water, and you three will be cleaned at once. Yes, sir, sighed the three engines. But they were pleased when Madge arrived with the soap and water. And soon all the three engines were cleaned. And later that night, they all thought it would be best to put the day's events behind them.